Well, it's the end of week 3 on the Living on WW2 Rations experiment. So I thought I'd just do a quick Saturday morning, what have I got in my cupboard at the end of week 3 with regards to rations and points. So here we are. So this is the end of week 3. Going to restock these up tomorrow for the final week of the challenge. So here are my points on this side. So I've got a little bit of split peas left, a little bit of lentils, a little bit of rice. So I think we're going to have a vegetable curry this week. I've got plenty of oats left, which is amazing. I've got half a bag still there, and I've been using oats in so many things. Very versatile. I've made mock black pudding. I've had porridge maybe 4 to 5 times a week. I've added it to stews. You name it. I've only got a small amount of sultanas left. I've got 8 days worth of boiled sweets left out of my sweet ration. There's my blackcurrant jam. Well, this is a £1 a jar, which is supposed to last you 2 months. Well, I'm just over halfway through and it's not even been a month. This is what's left of my sugar this week. Which is much less than it has been. I've actually only used half the amount of sugar, but I have had more sweet things this week. I've kind of been craving sweet things just for a change because I've had so much potato and so many carrots, and I've got 1 day's worth of tea left there. Yeah, I've got plenty of apples still. This is my tea for next week. This is the sugar I've saved from the last 2 weeks. So I've got plenty of sugar. I've still got sugar coming in, so just loads and loads. Bisto, of course, I've got a little bit of golden syrup left. I've had to buy a new Marmite, so that's coming out of this week's budget, next week's budget, the week 4 budget. So you'll see that when I do my menu list and my costings. Can't live without Marmite. So yeah, obviously bread. I use a lot of bread. Going to have between 2 and 4 slices a day, easy. Look. My barrel is growing. I absolutely love it. So yeah, we're hanging on in there, but it's getting a little monotonous. So sort of with regards to my garden, I don't really have a victory garden this year. I've got a few leeks, I've got quite a few herbs, and I've got a few wild potatoes growing up from last year, which hadn't been properly dug up. Yeah, I can see, I've had more time on my hands. I definitely would have put in a full garden because that would really help. You've got stuff there to hand, so if you can't get to the shops or anything. I mean, we're so lucky in this day and age, especially if we live near a big town. We have access to all the things that we need, but that could have been quite the challenge. I can see why many people during World War II actually put in a victory garden. It was a complete it was a necessity, basically. You obviously wanted to have plenty of veg and fruit and veg. Everything was seasonal. You couldn't always get what you wanted. So why not try and put up your own little greenhouse, or create your own little garden with all the stuff that you really enjoy, and save a few quid as well. So on the screen in a moment, you'll see some of the things that I've eaten this past couple of weeks. As you can see, there are a lot of potatoes, there are a lot of carrots, but I've felt full. I felt hungry before meals because I'm not eating in between meals. So my stomach is rumbling half an hour before. But when I think about it, when I was a kid, I was famished before meals. Now, my mum used to only let us eat 3 solid meals a day, and we'd have a snack in the evening. We weren't allowed to eat in between meals. We would have porridge for breakfast and a couple of slices of toast. I would take a packed lunch to school, and that would have soggy cucumber and cheese sandwiches with a hefty piece of cheese in the sandwich, I have to say, and a piece of fruit. Now, I used to feel quite jealous of my very skinny friends who would have bags of crisps and chocolate bars in their lunchbox too. Anyway, but obviously Mum was looking after our health, and she had a budget, of course, too. So we'd have that. So by the time I'd come home on the school bus and it was getting to 5:30 and dinner was almost on the table, I nearly felt like I was going to pass out because I was so hungry. But hunger, of course, is the body's way of telling us we need to top up, and we have to feel hunger. We have to feel a little bit of hunger. That is completely normal. Now, I've rarely felt hunger. I can't remember truly being hungry for years and years and years and years. So it's been a bit alien to me to feel a little bit of hunger before I have my meals. So, but I think that's a good thing, and I think that's how it should be. So, sticking to my 3 solid meals a day and absolutely not eating in between meals, I think is working out okay. It's taking a bit of getting used to, but I think that's the reality. For me, I think that is the better way. So anyway, you're going to see some of the meals up on the screen right now, and yeah, you'll. I think the food is jolly nice, and most of it's been really, really good. And I absolutely love the mock black pudding. I think that's probably been one of my favourites. So anyway, here we go. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? What I'm spending a week is between £12 and £13. Now that's everything that goes in my mouth, including drinks. Before this, I was spending, oh, I'm going to have to say at least £40. When I'm thinking about it, at least £40 a week. So I'm making a phenomenal saving. Now, I've had to be really, really strict. And I think visually having stuff in jars and how much I know has got to last, and being super authentic and 100% sticking to a World War II ration book diet, because I'm really interested historically. I really want to feel how difficult it was being on such a tight budget. So I'm doing that, saving money, which I desperately need to do. But I'm very curious, have I lost weight? I'm going to weigh in next week. I was just over £267 3 weeks ago, so I'm quite interested to see how I've done. I'm eating 3 solid meals a day and then sort of a snack or a pudding at night in bed. So that's been the difficult bit, because I constantly graze. I love to have food in my mouth. I'm just slightly greedy, that's all. But that's a luxury, and a luxury a lot of people wouldn't have had. So I wanted to do this 100% authentically, see what happens. So thank you for listening and listening to me waffling on. Next week will be the final week of our 4-week challenge, living on World War II rations. We have a Facebook group that's growing. It's a phenomenal resource. The people are posting so much really useful information, but it's lovely to see people's recipes, what they're doing, how they're saving energy, how they're saving money, how they're making do. People are very creative, so join our Facebook group. I will put the link down below. So yeah, join us next week. At the end of the challenge, I'm going to do also a live stream a week on Sunday, and probably just to go over and just pick up some of the highlights and share with you some of the highlights from the group. Our people are they're just amazing, obviously. But yeah, so anyway, thank you for listening in. I'm going to do some rundowns of expenses and all sorts next week. As I said before, I am time challenged, so please bear with me, but I have been putting up plenty of recipes on my blog, which is the 1940sexperiment.com. So thanks again, and I'll see you next week.